Israel has undertaken all the necessary steps to block this attack, which was a violent, flagrant violation of all the rules of international law.
Thanks to an international coordinated effort which the United Kingdom participated in, almost all of these missiles were intercepted, saving lives not just in Israel but in neighbouring countries like Jordan as well. The RAF sent additional planes to the region as part of our existing operations to counter Daesh in Iraq and Syria. I can confirm that our planes did shoot down a number of Iranian attack drones, and I want to pay tribute to the bravery and professionalism of our pilots flying into the face of danger to protect civilians.
Right, so more reactions are coming from international leaders. Back home, Rishi Sunak, our unelected Prime Minister, has issued a video shamelessly admitting the use of RAF jets in support of Israel.
Well, last night, Iran launched a barrage of missiles and attack drones across the Middle East towards Israel. This was a dangerous and unnecessary escalation, which I've condemned in the strongest terms. Thanks to an international coordinated effort which the United Kingdom participated in, almost all of these missiles were intercepted, saving lives not just in Israel but in neighbouring countries like Jordan as well. The RAF sent additional planes to the region as part of our existing operations to counter Daesh in Iraq and Syria. I can confirm that our planes did shoot down a number of Iranian attack drones, and I want to pay tribute to the bravery and professionalism of our pilots flying into the face of danger to protect civilians.
I mean, who gave him the authority? Who gave him the authority to use British taxpayers' money to help an occupier country which is now facing the charges of genocide at the International Court of Justice? Now, you would say that the British Prime Minister has the authority to authorize a military operation and he doesn't have to go to the Parliament. Absolutely fine. Totally understand that. But then that Prime Minister has to be the elected Prime Minister. That Prime Minister has to have the will of the people, which in this case Rishi Sunak doesn't have. He became the Prime Minister through the back door. Now, how can he be allowed to take a decision to waste British taxpayers' money in support of a country which is accused of committing genocide, and B, risking the life and safety of British soldiers? That too, for a war that is not Britain's war, is somebody else's war. Now, these are the questions that elected representatives, should ask when Parliament resumes on Monday. I mean, how can this chap be allowed to just carry out things according to his whims and fancies? Now, this is Rishi Sunak, right? I mean, we didn't expect anything better from him. We have had reactions from America, again in support of Israel. Now we have had reactions from Saudi Arabia and UAE, almost identical statement, taking a neutral position, urging both the parties to exercise restraint and urging the United Nations Security Council to ensure that international law is upheld, which is a right thing to do. At least they have not been as shameless as Jordan's Abdullah or Egypt's Al-Sisi in defending Israel against Iran. But the most funniest reaction has come from Israel itself. Israeli President Isaac Herzog has now tried to take shelter behind international law. The same international law that his country or his regime has been flouting day in and day out. The chap has the audacity to say that Iran has committed a violation of international law.
Israel has undertaken all the necessary steps to block this attack, which was a violent, flagrant violation of all the rules of international law.
When it comes to justifying the right to defend for Israel, it's absolutely fine. But no other country should have the right to defend. Let's not forget how this all started. A mad dog called Israeli regime went and attacked a diplomatic mission in violation of the Geneva Convention in Damascus. Now, what option have you left Iran with? if you go and attack Iranian diplomatic mission in Damascus or Damascus and killing many of its officials, including a high-ranking commander? What did you expect? And now, as more and more reports emerge, the damage was not as mild as Israeli authority would want us believe. Iran has significantly destroyed 2 military bases of Israel, which were used to carry out the attack on the diplomatic mission in Damascus. Or, of course, mainstream media wouldn't say that, because mainstream media would tell you what Israelis want them to tell you. Hence the success of this platform, because you will get unfiltered, reliable news that many other mainstream news platforms would not tell you for various considerations. I'm not going to say much about the Arab rulers. And when I say Arab rulers, I'm not generalizing everybody. I'm only referring to the rulers of Jordan and Egypt. I mean, this chap called Abdullah, I mean, what kind of compulsions does he have to have? Whereby he would shoot down the Iranian missile to defend Israel at the expense of his own people. You can see from this visual. He shot down a missile whose debris fell within the territory of Jordan, and you can see it could have actually killed Jordanians. So he was happy to kill his own people to protect Israel, which is fine with the people of these two countries because they don't have spine. Now coming back, I think Jeremy Corbyn, who has been talking about the permanent ceasefire all along, he has once again repeated. And he has said that the solution lies there. But then he's also said one more thing. He has said that you cannot achieve peace without the equal application of international law. Equal application. Law has to be equal. A rogue regime, Israel, cannot get preferential treatment just because, it's supported by another rogue regimes of, few countries around the world. And you know who I'm talking about. So this has to stop if you really don't want the World War III to start. I mean, why should anybody else, like ordinary people like you and I, would suffer? Why would our tax money be wasted on fighting somebody else's war? Iran did not threaten Britain's security. Iran did not threaten America's security. Iran did not threaten Israeli security unilaterally. It only reacted when its diplomatic mission was attacked by Israel, unprovoked. And therefore, it was an attack on Iranian sovereignty. Any country would react in a way that Iran did. So why would people in Britain or America or Europe face this dilemma whereby their tax money, hard-earned tax money, will be spent in carrying out the war for Israel? I mean, these are the questions that we all need to ask our elected representative. And this becomes even more important because we are in the election year. This should influence our voting choice. I mean, these people, these same politicians don't have money to fund your NHS. They don't have money to make, your life comfortable, your daily life comfortable. They don't have money to reduce the tuition fee. So therefore, putting a big question mark on the future of your children. But they have money to fund the unnecessary war of Ukraine. They have money to support an illegal war started by Israel, a rogue regime. Why should we allow, and that too by a prime minister who doesn't have the mandate of the people? For how long can you just remain a mute spectator? Anyway, that's it for now. I'll come back with more updates on this topic and many others. Thank you very much for watching my video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.